So you're single, dating in your 50s. We all do the bar scene. Come on, we do. Have you ever wondered what is a bartender's thoughts about the dating scene? They are literally the front line. They're like everybody sees them when they're dating, and they're quiet. They're back there. They're making the drinks and serving it up and making everyone happy. But what do they think about the shit show about dating in your 50s? So with that, on 50's AF Podcast today, I'm going to welcome my guest, Melissa Meyer. Welcome,
Hello.
Welcome. And I get a double shot with Melissa. First, she's beautiful. So thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you offer two things, not just being a bartender, but you're single and dating too. So I got so many great conversations to have with you. And it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
And so I know that there must be some crazy batshit stuff that you see. And right?
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
I'll give you an example of something I was thinking. I was supposed to go on a date once, right? Mm-hmm. And it was at a nice bar, restaurant, whatever. And the day of the date, the guy's like, "Oh, can we switch it to X in restaurant instead?" And I'm not an idiot. Why do you think he did that? Because he was just with another girl probably at that place and didn't want to piggyback off that shit. So as a bartender, what is it like when you see a guy trying to pull off "Oh, you're my first date," kind of I wasn't just here yesterday with another date. Do you have to deal with that sometimes?
Sometimes. Actually, the women are the worst. They're
What?
so much worse than the men.
What do you mean?
Just I see it all the time. The women come up to guys. The older women always come up to the guys.
Younger,
to the men.
older?
The
What do you mean?
older men. Yes. They want all their drinks paid for, and they'll ask them.
Yeah. And the men are happy too?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So you're saying that you don't see the guys hitting on the girls as much as more than women are aggressive?
Yes. Yep.
Really?
Yes.
Now is that...
Especially the older women.
Yeah.
Because they're, they know what's up in life, you know?
So, and you've seen regulars doing this night after night,
Mm-hmm.
night kind of a thing?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is a thing. I think a lot of women our age and up, they start really feeling that ticking clock. I don't know. Are you seeing
Absolutely.
that they want to meet someone for a relationship or just to get the drink and be happy? Are they looking for a relationship when they're doing that, in your opinion?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, they want to be taken care of, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's South Florida. People think that way.
I'm really kind of surprised. I would have thought, I see the women doing it, and I do. And it's sad because it's always the same kind of women.
Right.
I don't know if you get that impression.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And so do you have to act like this is the first guy she's doing it to every single time? Or do you act like you know her and oh, yep, usual? Or how do you handle that?
Oh, no, I never say that because, what if she comes with a different guy every time? I'm like, oh, what can I get you? Nothing.
Yeah. So
I've
you got
never
her
seen her
back.
before. Yes. The guys, too, if they come in with different women, I'm like, what can I get you? And they're looking at me like a deer in headlights, don't tell anybody.
So do they tip you well to kind of be hush hush?
Some people do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get a few customers out of it, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you find people in South Florida to be good tippers?
No.
Really?
Not where I am. Not where I was.
Uh-huh.
So...
Have you bartended anywhere else besides South Florida?
Not really.
Okay.
Nope.
So
Just
you're
down
just
here.
privy to the shit show of dating in South Florida.
Yes. Yeah.
And so do you see it different with our age group and up at the bar versus a 20, 30-year-olds at the bar kind of thing? And
Yeah.
what do you see different?
Just attitude. We have older women have more life experience. So the younger ones, they're still bubbly, have no clue, bouncing around.
They're like the deers in headlights,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Yeah.
So are the guys more inclined to hit on the younger ones where the older women are hitting on the men? Is that kind of
Yes.
what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I had a feeling. That's what was going on.
Now, men our age and above, they like the 20-year-olds.
Duh. Right?
So I was 20 once.
Yeah.
So I know exactly.
You kind of rode that wave a little bit when you were in your 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Did you grow up in Florida?
I was born in Fort Lauderdale, raised up in Boston.
You're a Boston girl. Yeah. So when did you move to Florida?
Permanently, about almost 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, that's kind of like me.
From my mom.
Yeah. Yeah, so your mom lives here too?
Yeah, she's in Pompano Beach. Okay. Yeah, she's in hospice. So.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I totally empathize. I remember when you did say that to me, I apologize, because I remember when my late husband was hospice. Yeah. And I know, as a widow, I can only imagine in being a daughter and your mom in hospice. And, no oversharing necessary, but only what you want. But is that tough to navigate? I obviously didn't do this, navigate someone in hospice, a job, and dating all at the same time.
Well, right now I try to, I can go everywhere and someone's going to come up to me and hit on me. But right now I try to concentrate on seeing her as much as I can. Mm-hmm. So, dating, that's another thing. I just got out of a short but passionate relationship.
Was it a good passionate one?
It was, but it's almost too passionate to where we ended up just hating each otother.
Did intimacy become before getting to know each other?
Yes.
Yeah. So they say that often, like sometimes I know there's this general, believe it or not, there's this general consensus that everyone thinks by the third date, that's when you're having sex. Why the third date? I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know, but somebody up there made this decision. So, everyone thinks that the third date, they're having sex. So, I have heard people say that if you jump into it, I know some people who date purposely they'll wait beyond the third date because they could be really attracted to the other person, but they don't want that sexual passion to get in the way of, wait, are we in line? Is that kind of what happened a little bit?
I don't think so. I just think, we got together. We were working together at first. So, and then we started dating, I guess, passionately. And that was it. We just, we went out a couple times, but he would always come over. And that's what we did.
It was like a friends with benefits a little bit more?
Yeah.
But there were feelings there, though, right?
He said the L word.
The L word.
And I didn't even say it.
Oh, you didn't say it back? Really?
No, I said, thank you.
What did he say?
Nothing. He's from a different country. So he's from Turkey.
Oh, okay. Hot. So, must have been dark, hot looking. Like
I think so. He was like 5'4".
Yeah, but the package can.
Yeah, it's how you use it.
I mean, the whole package, the looks. I mean, I love a guy with dark hair.
Yeah.
I'm not a blonde. Like, I don't like guys with blonde hair. It's just me. Yeah. I like a guy with a darker skin and like dark hair. So we all have our look that we like.
Yeah.
I think as women, don't we have a general look we like?
I like a couple different looks.
You do?
But right now, it's more about what they have up there. In their brain, in this brain.
So the more and more people I talk to, whether it's in your seat or just, talking, as women our age dating, and especially for you 50-plus-year-old women, as I often say and to explain to men, if you're not getting in our head and mentally stimulating us, you ain't getting us off. And, I think that's the beauty of being like my age and dating, is that we have the experience, we know what we want, and we're also not afraid to communicate what our desires are. We're confident enough to say like, do a little of this, do a little of that, give them a little direction, because we're not messing around. We're not like, whatever you want, just go ahead. Oh, eek, I just had an orgasm. Right? Right? Like we own our desires and what we want and what we're passionate about. Is that kind of how you feel dating?
I do. I feel a lot different than I would have in my younger years.
Yeah.
This guy really just got into my head, basically.
How so?
He knew everything to say and everything to do.
In a manipulating way or like in the right way?
Both. The right way at first. I got love bombed.
You got love bombed.
Yeah. And that's the first time that ever happened to me. So I
really? I got love bombed in my first relationship after being a widow.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So how did love bombing feel? Like you said, I didn't know it.
I didn't know it
either.
I
didn't know it either. What did it feel like to get love bombed from your perspective?
Oh my goodness. He loves me
so we can tell other people how to look out for it.
Yes. He loves me so much. He was bringing me flowers like every other day. And, just being there when I needed him. He started fixing other things around my house and he would just do it without asking me. Just doing everything.
Yeah,
cooking for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was very like anywhere he could see to make you feel special.
Right.
He was tapping into that.
Yep.
Per se.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So my love bombing, and it's interesting because my love bombing was, I thought it was the person. And then when we broke up, I realized, wait a minute, what I loved about that was the way I was treated. It wasn't necessarily the person. That person made me feel loved and valued and special. And then I realized that's what I missed. That's what was the hurt, was more that. And who doesn't want to be, put on a pedestal? But I think, it's important that, you can listen to us as we are obviously going off topic about, bartending and stuff right now. But this is what we do. We're just shooting the shit and sharing what we know. And, I think it's important for women, and I'm going to speak to women about this, not the guys, for women to understand there's a difference between a guy courting you, getting to know you, versus love bombing.
Yes.
I feel like for me, the love bombing difference is like all in, really like passionate about you. Yes, buying the flowers, doing this, and like the compliments are just pouring everywhere. No, I'll get that. No, I'll do that. Right?
Yes.
I think that's kind of a sign of love bombing. Would you agree from
absolutely.
what you were just saying? Yeah.
Absolutely.
When did you realize it?
When actually my friend told me, because he started being distant after that and he was getting more comfortable. And I saw his true colors come out. Like he started to treat me like, I know there's different ways to treat women in other countries. So I looked it up a little bit and he was treating me exactly like he would a woman, in Turkey.
Okay. So he was like prepping you. And then when he thought he had you, bam.
Yep.
He resorted to the person he is.
Yep. And oh my God, he was Lucifer, definitely. I have him on my phone still as Lucifer.
Does he ever call you?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I got him a place across the street from me. This is when we were on good terms.
Okay, I'm going to take a sip right now. Continue talking.
And so it's kind of hard now.
He's there across from you still?
Yep.
Oh, how lovely. How across are we talking?
Like right across the street.
Do you ever like dip back into that for a good time?
No.
Good. Yeah.
No.
Don't you like, when women like go back with exes, is it ever good?
No, it's the same thing.
It's the same.
Oh yeah, I'll change. We'll do this differently. No, it always resorts back.
It does, doesn't it? I know.
Yes.
I know. I wish people would like hear that more. Personally, I've never gone back. Well, I did. I did on the love bombing guy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why are you leaving me?
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, obviously I did a lot of work on myself and I figured it out. But, but it was like you were talking about, it was the love bombing actions that I loved more than where we would be go forward basis. I'm not angry, I'm not mad, and I don't say anything bad about this person necessarily. I just say this is what happened. And, so yeah, women, we can offer a lot. And, whether it's in the bedroom, owning what we want and our confidence. But at the same time, like Melissa and I are saying, like, you got to be careful about the love bombing. The love bombing is for real. I would think that a lot of the older guys would love bomb too to catch a younger girl.
Well, this Lucifer, he is actually the same age as me. Mm-hmm. So, but he seems so much younger as.
Oh, okay.
So he was trained. Whatever he was doing, he was trained. He
Really?
studied. Yeah.
No way.
Because he did everything so perfect.
Ay,
And then all of a sudden, I was like a cockroach on the floor.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
I already have like issues, abandonment, and all of that. And he just did it again because I wasn't dating anybody for like a good 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just stopped dating. And then this guy comes along and, I've been going out casually, nothing. But this guy comes along and.
Do you get hit on a lot at the bar?
Yeah.
As a bartender? Do you?
Last night, actually, I was out.
Yeah, not working, but out.
No, yes.
Okay.
And this guy, he's like, I know you from somewhere. And in my head, I'm like, oh, gosh, here we go again. You're one of my Facebook friends.
Yes.
I'm like, okay. He's
Don't
like,
you love sometimes when people are a Facebook friend? I'm like, public. I'm a public Facebook. So
yeah. I mean, even at gas stations, people will come up to me. Oh my goodness, I'm your Facebook friend. Yes.
Well, you're famous. There you go. You're, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, was the guy hot? I mean, were you into him last night?
No, because he kept talking too much. He was just
shut your mouth and just stand there kind of thing.
He's
a little
like,
bit.
why don't you come over here next to me? I'm like, why don't you come over here?
Don't you hate it?
Yeah.
When a guy, I remember some setting up first dates kind of stuff, and a guy's like, oh, come to like my horse track or whatever. I'm like, I don't need you to flex, be a man, and take me out like a lady.
Yeah.
Don't ask a woman to come an hour to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Even if it's a bar stool away, don't ask her.
Yeah.
That's just
Absolutely.
that's like no. You come to the woman.
Yeah.
So did you say anything to him?
No, I just ignored him. I started ignoring him and he got the hint.
So as a bartender, when you go out to a bar, like, are there certain things you know to look for, or like even like I know when I order my drink at a bar, I'm like the worst, okay, because I get the same thing, double Casamigos, neat, okay, with a splash of soda water, then on the side cranberry juice, ice, and 2 lemons. And sometimes they look at me like, what the fuck? Why do you think you're a bartender? Why do you think I do that?
You like the taste of the alcohol, but you want a chaser?
No, I want to make sure I get my pour.
You what?
I want to make sure I get my pour.
Oh, yeah, that too. Well, if it's a rocks pour, then it's always, a 6 count for me. Everybody does it differently.
You know how many places I've been?
Yeah,
and they load it up with the ice.
The ice, yeah.
Right. I'm like, no, I don't want it watered down. But I don't call me crazy. I want to make sure you're paying a lot for some of those double pours.
Yeah.
Right. You know. Yeah. I'm a good guest.
That's a good idea. I might do that.
Yeah. Oh my God. I
that.
taught the bartender a few things here.
Yes.
Okay. So as a bartender, what in your perspective is the biggest mistake you see people make in like the dating kind of situation? Like the most common dating mistake?
I would say don't be too pushy. You go up and you start talking to them and you just push yourself on guys. And you don't know when they're not interested. They could be polite and just talking to you because, or, you know, they might be interested in you. But be yourself and don't go home with them the first night.
Do you see it? How do you know if they're going? You can see them leaving together. Like, you kind of know.
Oh yeah, if they're all over each other at the bar, I'm like, yeah.
One night I was at a bar and, you know, this woman was sitting drinking a wine glass, and, you know, I saw the guy kind of inching over, and I swear to you, within an hour they were like making out on their dance floor. And I was like,
that's not attractive.
no, do you see that kind of stuff happening sometimes?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not attractive.
And you're saying it's more the women that are pushing it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Wow.
When the guys hit on women, excuse me, they're just like, I have this, I have that. They tell you everything they have. Oh, I have a boat right over there. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's my car over there. What kind of car do you have? It's like, I don't care about that stuff.
So you're seeing the men flex.
Yep.
Which is what I think most of us can all agree to, especially if you live in South Florida, but there's plenty of other places. God knows Miami, Los Angeles, New York City, whoever knows, you know. Men, I don't know what it is. Why do you think men feel they have to lead with their wallet and their toys in a bar, picking up a lady, rather than just who they are?
I don't think they're looking for ladies. I think, you know, they want to impress the young ones. You know, the 20, 30-year-old.
Like a sugar daddy situation?
Yeah. And they know they can get anything with what they have. But usually the guys that have a lot, they don't say what they have.
Right.
So it's these other guys like, oh, I have this. He probably lives with his parents, you know, in
like
a basement.
You never know.
Well, you don't have basements in Florida. But.
No, I know. Or in the basement. You're like in that movie, what was it, Brothers? Or I don't remember one of them. Oh, was it Wedding Crashers? Where like, you know, one of the guys, if you've ever seen the movie, he like lives in the basement and is like always yelling, Mom, like, make me this, you know? Yeah, I think a big turnoff to me would be a guy living with his parents.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that would be a deal breaker. You know, 100%, you know.
Absolutely.
Do you ever like see, I'm curious, because this did happen to me way when I was younger. Have you ever seen someone get like roofied? Like, are there any signs as a bartender that you can tell somebody, like a woman, has been roofied? Like, what does it look like? Because if you've been roofied, you don't remember. So, like, I couldn't tell you.
I mean, I've never seen that.
You haven't?
No, I've seen an extremely drunk woman.
Yeah.
But no, not where somebody had to carry her out.
But that's the thing. I don't know if you're roofied, someone needs to carry you out. This is the weird thing about it from what I hear, is that you walk, you talk, you move.
Really?
Yeah. But you don't remember a single thing. And then you pass out at some point. I don't know. It happened to me in my 30s.
Really?
Yeah. I remember going to like, I was just seeing someone, like having fun. I was newly divorced in my first marriage. And so like, I remember going to the Christmas party at someone's house and carrying the wine bottle and da-da-da. Boom. Talking to people at the island. Next memory, waking up in bed. And we had already been intimate, so it wasn't like you needed to do that. I don't know why it happened. I definitely know I was roofied. There's no doubt. Because I'm like, there was a little bit of blood on my shirt. I don't know what the hell happened.
Oh, my goodness.
But, you know, it happens. It does happen. And, you know, as a bartender, you know, one of the things like Eddie V's right here, I will give them a big kudos, which I love going there. Don't take my booth 1 or 5, you guys. And I appreciate Eddie V's for always giving me my booth 1 and 5 in the V Lounge. But the first time I went there, they put the napkin over my drink when I went to the restroom.
No, that's not.
No, that is right.
Well,
the bartender.
They can just lift it up and put it in.
Okay.
You know, I don't just
That's
take
true.
your drink everywhere you go. Just keep it in your hand.
Keep it in your hand.
Because you can go, doop, doop. Same thing. It's just a napkin.
Have you ever had to cut somebody off?
Oh, yeah.
Is that, do they fight you on that?
Not really. I think they're more embarrassed.
Ooh.
At least to me.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you touched on something that struck a chord with me about abandonment issues. Now, women dating at our age, we're coming from divorce for the most part, or widow. I know you are not, but the majority are. And whether you are or not, there can be trauma coming out of a divorce, mourning and all that. And, the point I'm raising here is, and listening to you, what you said is there was obviously something that triggered that abandonment issue. Now, I have abandonment issues. Mm-hmm. I have trust issues. And it takes a lot. It would take a lot for me to, I do my best, mm-hmm. To not spoil somebody else who's doing right by me from my previous past. But how do you, because I like women to know they're not alone in feeling whether, hurt, traumatized, abandoned, that we can move forward into healthy relationships. Mm-hmm. How did you navigate? I know you just mentioned abandonment, it might be other issues. How did you navigate, and at what point, I don't know when it happened in your life or what caused it?
I think I'm still dealing with this, mm-hmm. definitely. And it paves the way of my dating too. Mm-hmm. When I was young, I grew up fatherless. And I know the saying is you have daddy issues.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm scared of abandonment, mm-hmm. Just everything, and guys, they don't care about the marriage thing. Let me go there.
Okay.
So a lot of guys that are married, I see them every day. They hit on people. They go home with people.
Like at the bar?
Yes. A lot of married people. She's married.
Do they
he's
take the
married.
ring off? Or they're both married. Mm-hmm. Are they there like on business kind of situation or something, just hanging?
I don't know.
Or they're not regulars. Yeah. They're not regulars.
Right.
Okay.
And then one will tell me, I'm married. Because, the more drinks you have, the looser you get.
True serum.
Yeah. So I just can't believe how many married men out there still hit on women.
With the ring on or with the ring off?
I don't notice that. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see that and it triggers you a little bit, mm-hmm. is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So when you start, because a lot of
I don't trust men at all.
You don't trust men at all? Yeah. That's kind of hard to have a healthy relationship then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that you work on it?
It's hard to work on something when it keeps happening to you. And I've even looked at myself. I'm like, am I doing something wrong?
Yeah.
And I'm not. I'm really not. Because I tell people, like, listen to this. This is what happens. And I'm not doing anything wrong. Mm-hmm. There's just these men out there. Mm-hmm. There's awful men out there.
Yeah.
And you don't even notice. You can't notice, like, behind closed doors. They're married. She's married. So.
Well, they both just want no strings attached.
Right.
It's called, like, going in. There's actually, wasn't there, like, Ashley Madison or Madison something? It was an app for people to have affairs. That was really yeah. Really? There's like a Netflix or some documentary or something about it.
Oh my goodness,
Madison something. I can't remember what it was called. I'm sure somebody will add it in the comments. But it was like an app, and it got a bad rep. But they were making a ton of money. Why? People wanted a little spice, and they didn't want to. They loved their spouse, but they wanted to step out. So it was a dating app for married people to kind of have affairs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And I think that, I always say, as a recovering from a divorce or trauma and, or being a widow, and again, I'm not licensed, I'm not a coach, but just from talking to people and my own experience, that you got to do the work to love yourself. Mm-hmm. If you can't love yourself, how are you going to love someone else?
Correct.
And, I as well deal with those same emotions that you do. And I have to put myself in check sometimes. I do. I see you do too.
Yes,
so you can
absolutely.
call yourself out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I go crazy sometimes. It's like they make me crazy. They do.
Right. Like some men, that's another thing. Some men will just say to women, "Oh, are you one of the crazy ones?" Well, do you think maybe you guys are making us a little crazy, possibly? Right?
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned that you had a famous father. Is that what do you want to share? And did that trigger some of this?
It does, because I never had the chance to grow up with him. My dad was Davy Jones from the Monkees. And my mother took me away at a young age. Yeah. So I think I have like emotions about that towards men and abandonment.
So you haven't figured out how to not punish men for that.
Right. Exactly.
Why not? Okay, look, we just said it.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds simple, right? And if it was that simple, you wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
But like, as much as you're good at identifying it.
Yeah. Like, that's what I see at the bar too. These people, they're married, or there was one night I was talking to this guy, and he's like,
just get a little closer to your mic, John.
My wife is in labor right now, and you're out here trying to pick up on me. Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
Dead serious. Yep.
That is slime.
And I see that so much that I just can't.
So as a bartender, you see so much crap that it's almost like a turnoff for you trusting because you see such of the bad and the ugly is what you're saying.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, do you know other bartenders? Do they kind of have that issue too? Because they see such shit show happening that they're like, they have trouble looking and trusting somebody because of what they see in their work. Is that something that bartenders often deal with?
I can't speak for other bartenders. I can speak for me because I am single.
Right.
And I'm out there a little bit.
Right.
I mean, Facebook has blown me up a little bit.
How so? Like, how did that happen?
I have no idea. Like, all of a sudden, I get like 100 friend requests a day.
No. What are you doing? Are you don't have the OnlyFans thing going on?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. No.
No, it's so funny because I have this thing called Bedroom Confessionals, and it's trademarked. Totally not an OnlyFans thing. But because it was just the beginning before I did a podcast, I held up my phone one day in my bed and I started talking. And so like I just kept going. And I'm like, I'll talk about subjects on a more intimate basis than on a podcast. And I do it in a bed. So it's called Bedroom Confessionals. And some people are like, the minute I say the words Bedroom Confessional, I'm like, it's not an OnlyFans page.
Right. I've gotten that too. Like, people inbox me, do you have OnlyFans? What? I get so many inboxes on these guys.
Do you even answer?
No.
Right.
They are so thirsty, if that's what they call it today.
It is thirsty.
Yes.
I'm on Facebook as dating someone. I'm not hiding it. And the DMs I get, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. Nobody cares.
It's like you're really tainted from many perspectives. You have from your childhood, what you see as a bartender, and then the shit you're getting in your DMs as well.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, who can I trust?
Right, correct. I can't. I mean, it's so hard for me to trust. And then when I was if I'm finally trusting someone, it's like, boom, something happens.
Do you think you punish them too early? Like, are you like the minute you see anything, you're like done, or do you give them grace? Like, what do you think?
No, if I'm dating someone, I can probably sum up in a couple minutes whether or not I'm going to have a second date.
You're not the first I've heard that from a lot of women.
Yeah.
A lot of women say that. Yeah. And like, if you were to ask a dating coach or a relationship coach, they would tell you, you can't make that decision on the first date. And then the flip side is, well, what if I'm repulsed by that person?
Right.
I think that's
Absolutely.
a deal breaker.
Yeah.
That I agree with. But if there's, what they'll say is if there's something there of interest, because you have the first date jitters and all that. And sometimes people are not themselves on a first date. So they'll say, like, just try a second date. So do you ever, like, give them a chance?
No.
Because
I am just so picky. I'll pick someone apart.
Is there
like
something?
If there's a mole on their face, I can't look them in the eye because I always see that. I know it sounds shallow, but that's just how I am.
Is there certain things you're looking for in a person in your life?
Manner. Yeah, oh, yeah. I want somebody that has manners, secure in himself, financially, doesn't live in a basement.
Right.
And like I said before, it's about personality a lot.
Yeah.
I still like the car door being open for me and all that.
You're my kind of girl.
Yeah.
I am old-fashioned, and people, like, often criticize me for that. Like, get over it. Guys don't need to open the door for you anymore. Like, get over it. Like, like all these things, like, I am very old-fashioned, like, about, like, how, let me just tell you, guys and women, I'm sure come on, feel this way. You're going on a first date. How romantic would it be? You've talked, maybe you've FaceTimed already. So it's not like a blind date, okay? You already know there might be something interesting there. How cool would it be to have him, before your date, either drop off flowers or have it delivered? Like, wouldn't that just be like, holy shit, like, that's so refreshing?
Lucifer.
The love bombing. Okay. So you may not see it as a positive thing. You may be like, what's his intentions?
Right.
Because you don't trust. Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting.
But again, I would just do the same thing probably again.
Yeah?
I didn't learn my lesson.
Oh, why?
Because it's like, is it real or is it love bombing?
Yeah. So
it's
the
kind of
moral
hard.
of this is basically at the end of the day, and believe it or not, we're wrapping up. Did that right? Oh my God.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So, like, women out there, if you can hear us, we are both talking about, we have our own issues, whether it's abandonment, menopause that I talk about all the time. We don't want to even go there. Right. I know. And it all comes to play, but you know what? You have to push forward. You have to move forward. But here's the thing. We all are dealing with shit. But at the same time, we do know our self-worth and we know what to look for. I think you have to look past the mole a little bit. I mean, honestly, you got to look past that a little bit because a mole can be taken off and that's a thing.
Why don't they then?
Well, it's like, why don't they whiten their teeth or trim
teeth
their ears
huge.
and nose and eyebrows,
No.
God forbid, we don't look good.
I know, right?
Right?
No, I can't have that. Yellow teeth or crooked, no. Mm-mm.
I know, it is a thing.
Or everything.
And you see these guys that have money and their teeth are like a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
I just, it's like, my mouth doesn't, it's like that.
And bad breath.
Ugh. Yeah. Well, I drank coffee, so hopefully you're not smelling my breath. Well, thank you so much. I know we could go into so much more, but, it's just nice to hear that, some tips from, your perspective as a bartender of guys, like women, like, don't be so, like, pushy. Don't throw yourself at the guys as much as what you're saying. Like, ease up a little bit. Let them come to you. And that's the number one thing you're seeing with older people dating is let the guy move his bar stool to you, just like in life. Let him come to you. Don't shove yourself and push yourself onto a man. Let the man come to you a little bit more. Because that's the way the relationship will be and set the tone for the relationship. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I thank you for being on here.
You're welcome.
And I hope maybe we'll do it again.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And we'll have to go to a bar together.
Oh, my goodness.
I want to see us together in a bar and just be like, and just kind of like be laughing. I actually would be a fun social experience.
Let's do it.
The blonde and the brunette at the bar hopping scene. We'll do a new podcast, The Blonde and the Brunette Bar Hopping. Well, everyone, thank you for listening and watching as always. Nicole Chanis, host of 50's AF podcast, and keep watching, listening, and please subscribe. And I always am open and love the DMs. Let me know, like, what would you like us to talk about? We're more than happy to get people here and talk about things. And we're very fortunate to have guests like Melissa. And thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Bye.